If you're coming from a background where you've done a little bit of HTML or JavaScript programming, some of this code on screen might look a little foreign to you, and similar at the same time. You probably see, these view tags, for instance. It looks something like HTML, right? So in HTML, you have an element, and then that element is wrapped with greater than and less than signs. And then you have a second one, and then whatever you put inside of that renders something on the screen. So if I have, paragraph tags, I'm going to see paragraphs on screen. If I have headers, H1s, I'm going to see headers on screen. If I see an image tag, I'll see an image tag or an image on screen. So we're kind of getting that. We're kind of doing the same thing where, view tags are basically div tags, text tags are kind of like paragraph tags, and whatever we have inside is going to be put on screen. But with React, it's a little bit different because you see all this JavaScript and stuff that almost looks like it's just plain old Java up top here using React. We're kind of mixing the two together, and a lot of people kind of see that and they immediately freak out. They're like, I don't like it. I'm going to stick with some other framework. This is too weird. So React, I'm just on the basic Facebook React website. This React is a library built with JavaScript for JavaScript, built by Facebook. Facebook uses it a lot for either their apps or on the actual Facebook website. And what React is basically is it's a way of using JavaScript to render HTML to a screen. So if you've ever used a library like Ember or Angular or something, you probably have a lot of HTML documents. Inside of React, you only have one HTML document usually, and that's just like the index.html. It has one line of HTML code really, and then the rest is just JavaScript that renders HTML to the screen. So we're basically creating classes, which are going to be components. So hello message would be a component. And then we're rendering out using this render function something to the screen, and then we're just going to return whatever we want returned to the screen basically. So in this case, this example, we just want hello and then some person's name displayed on the screen. So we're just going to render that out to the screen. So React is pretty simple and can get complex as time goes on, but it's a really awesome library that I've been using for quite a long time now, and I really hope in this course you guys kind of fall in love with it too. Now React Native is a little bit different. React Native is using the ideas of React but to produce native applications for mobile devices. So it's different from something like if I were to go to Google and look up Ionic, or if you're familiar with HTML5 web apps, it's different from something like that. So Ionic is a pretty good framework that you can use built with Angular instead of React. And basically what it's doing is you have just some HTML, CSS looking code, and it displays things on screen. So basically what you're doing is you're building an app that's actually just a browser that has some HTML and CSS that's being produced on screen. And the reason why, sometimes it's good if you're just trying to get something out there, but sometimes it's not really good because HTML5 apps are usually, low performers, and they can be kind of clunky sometimes. They don't really have access to native things like the camera, etc. The good thing about React Native is it's not that you're programming web code for an app, it's that you're using the ideas of web code to build native components. So you have React basically running in the background on a React Native app, and it's going to use actual iOS and Android components and then put them on screen. So React Native looks basically the same way as React. It runs the same way as React, but it's not quite React because it's for apps instead. Alright, so I talked your ear off a little bit about how that works. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to write a React Native component, and then it's going to be displayed on screen for our first React Native component before we start building out the rest of the app.